Good evening, fans, and welcome to Carver Gymnasium in WECU Court for tonight's GNAC contest between the Seattle Pacific University Falcons and your Western Washington University Vikings. Before tonight's game, let's get started. We're going to recognize a special group of seniors. Our cheer team is a huge part of making our game day atmosphere full of high energy and always supporting our teams. Tonight, we are recognizing 4 amazing seniors, and Coach Megan will be presenting the seniors with their plaques. We're going to introduce each senior, and their families will come out to the court for a photo. Our first cheer senior is Amber Olson from Graham, Washington. She'll be graduating this spring with a BA in Business and Sustainability. This is her 3rd year as part of the cheerleading program, and first year as a stunt lead. Joining her on the court tonight is Mom Misty, Dad DJ, Stepmom Barbara, Granny Barbara, Poppy Gary, boyfriend Cameron, and siblings Yannick, Brady, Cade, Kyla, and Emma. Please welcome to the court senior Amber Olson. Our next senior is Hannah Harlan, coming to Western from Longview, Washington. She'll be graduating this spring with a BS in biology. This is her 3rd year with WW Cheer and 2nd year as the dance lead. Joining Hannah on the court tonight is her mom, Heather, dad, Aaron, sister, Haley, grandma, Donna, and grandma, Jan. Please welcome to the court senior cheerleader, Hannah Harlan. Our next cheer senior is from Spokane, Washington. Please welcome Amira Casey. She'll be graduating this spring with a BS in Marine and Coastal Sciences and a minor in Spanish. This is her 4th year in the program where she's been a tumbling lead and a captain. And Amira is honoring her mother, Colleen Casey, tonight, who passed away in August of this year. Her mom would have loved to be here tonight and support her daughter in cheer as she always did. Amira has always walked by her loved ones. Senior Amira Casey. Our final senior, everyone knows Ethan Wynn. A senior from Longview, Washington. He'll be graduating this spring with a BA in Business Marketing and a minor in Leadership Studies. This is his 4th year in the program, 3rd year as captain. He's with his mom, Mai, dad, Dan, cousin, Mary, and his cousin's fiance, Zach. Ethan, from all of us in W Athletics, thank you for everything that you have done for our department. And to all 4 seniors, congratulations on your upcoming graduation and competing at Nationals next Saturday. Once again, those are our 4 cheer seniors. Please give them a round of applause. Now, fans, please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Now, fans, let's meet both teams. The starting lineups for the visiting Falcons of Seattle Pacific University. This starting five is announced by head coach Mike Simonson, assistant coaches Katie Simonson and Karen Byers. A 6'2 sophomore guard from Beaverton, Oregon, number 2, Maya Hoff. A 5'7 redshirt sophomore guard from Mukilteo, number 14, Hunter Buren. A 5'9 sophomore guard from Portland, Oregon, number 20, Anna Eddy. A 5'11 fifth-year guard forward combo, number 22, Ashley Alter. And another fifth-year 6'2 forward from Beaverton, Oregon, number 30, Natalie Hoff. Fans, those are your SPU Falcons. Now, fans, are you ready to meet the Vikings? Loud and while we meet your Vikings starting five. Head coaches Carmen Dolfo, assistant head coach Stacy Terrell, assistant coaches Bobby Westendorf, Annalisa Fish, George Irwin, and Mike Lee. And our awesome guest coach tonight, please welcome from DB Sass in Bellingham, Claudia Ackerman. Claudia, thank you for everything that you do for our student athletes and for the community. A 5'10 senior guard from Everson, number 1, Avery Dykstra. A 5'10 sophomore guard from Everson, wearing number 3, Riley Dykstra. A 5'10 junior guard from Broomfield, Colorado, number 12, Steph Peterson. A 6'3 junior forward from Vancouver, number 15, Brooke Walling. And a 5'11 senior forward from Everson, number 20, Katrina Jamaica. Fans, those are your number 8 nationally ranked Western Washington Vikings.
So welcome in here to WECU Court on the campus of Bellingham, Washington, here on the campus of Western Washington University. For today's match between the Seattle Pacific Falcons and the Western Washington University Vikings, I'm Zen Hill, joined alongside Adam Race on color commentary. You're watching Vikings TV. Tip-off just on the way here.
Rivalry night in Carver Gym. I-5 rivalry between Seattle Pacific University and Western Washington. Western Washington trying to keep pace with MSU Billings for that number 1 spot in the GNAC, while SPU is engaged in a tough battle with a few other teams trying to get into the GNAC tournament. Western's already punched their ticket to the GNAC tournament to be hosted here March 2nd to March 4th in Carver Gym this year. But both of these teams, a lot riding on this game. Western trying to bounce back from a heartbreaking loss on Thursday against number 20 ranked MSUB. See how they respond tonight.
Vikings win the tip, and Avery Dykstra will handle it first. She is guarded by Ashley Alter. Out on the wing, trying to get it inside. She has to get it to Brooke Walling instead. Swings it around to Steph Peterson. They feed Katrina Jamaica down low. Jamaica is guarded by Hoff. Vikings moving it around here. 10 on the shot clock. Brooke Walling high post, looking for a pass down low to Katrina Jamaica. A little step back, mid-range jump shot is good for Katrina Jamaica to start off the game.
Jamaica has been money on those shots all season. Just that little mid-range shot, second highest field goal percentage in the GNAC. It shows it right there.
Up top is Hoff into the corner. And Eddie, three-point jump shot from Alter is way off, though, off the backboard. On the floor is rebounded by Hoff. Natalie Hoff with the putback is no good, though. Katrina Jamaica secures it for the Vikings.
See that shot there from Ashley Alter. Take 93 three-pointers this season, shooting around 33%. Not on the mark with that one.
Katrina Jamaica outside into the corner to Dykstra. Dykstra has to get it to Steph Peterson. Riley Dykstra pump fake, driving into the lane, stops, gets it down low. Steph Peterson reverse layup, it falls down.
Steph Peterson in her first start as a Viking had her WW career high in minutes on Thursday. Vikings dealing with some trouble with injuries at the guard position right now, but Steph Peterson stepping up big, hitting a big shot on Thursday and making them start tonight.
She's replacing Molly Olson, who left early in that first quarter. Jump shot right there from Ashley Alter is no good. And the Vikings get the ball back with 4. Vikings try to get it down low. Pass is tipped right there, but out of bounds from Maya Hoff.
As you were saying, Zen, Molly Olson going down with a problem with her left ankle, I believe, early on in that game on Thursday. She's in a boot today, so might be some trouble with her near the end of this season. But the return of Mason Oberg is great news for the Vikings as far as depth goes, a team that likes to play everybody on the bench.
So we get a foul here. Goes on Katrina Jamaica with a hold, and it's going to turn it over to Seattle Pacific. Falcons looking for their first basket of the game, almost 2 minutes into this first quarter. The Hoff sisters give it to each other. They find the cutter down low. Reverse layup is good right there. Ashley Alter.
Alter, the star for this Falcons team, 15.5 points per game, about 6.8 rebounds, leading the team in both of those categories, coming off a 26-point performance against Simon Frazier. She'll be the player to watch for the Falcons tonight.
And with that layup from Ashley Alter, she now hits 1,000 career points for her time here for Seattle Pacific. So congratulations to her on that feat.
Alter hitting the 1,000-point mark. Last season hit the 500-point mark, so that just shows the force that she's been in the last year and a bit.
Vikings shot clock waning down. Little tough layup from Avery Dykstra is good. Finishing through contact to the Vikings, their 4-point lead back. Biren dribbles it down for the Falcons. Gives it to Alter. Hoff outside. Swinging it back to Alter. Alter gets the screen into the mid-range, looking for a pass onto the wing. Biren pump fake. Driving left side, turn around, trying to step through. Falls to the ground. Ball is loose, out of bounds. Looks like it's going to go to the Vikings. It does. Biren got tripped up, lost the ball, and the Falcons turn it over to the Vikings.
Tough layup there from Avery Dykstra. Just going underneath the guarding of Natalie Hoff. Get it up and in.
Vikings back on offense, working it around the wing between their guards. It's Riley Dykstra. Gets a screen from Jamaica. Tried to get the roll pass to her. It was tipped. Jamaica able to keep it alive for the Vikings, though. Avery Dykstra on the wing, trying to get it to Brooke Walling. Pass is too high for her, though. Stolen by Anna Eddy. She now dribbles it down for Seattle Pacific. Eddy to Biren. Biren rips through into the mid-range outside to Hoff. Natalie Hoff, spin move on Brooke Walling. Gets it to her sister Maya. Maya drives left side, guarded by Jamaica. Ball gets inside to Alter. Alter working on Peterson. Turn around, mid-range, left-handed. It's no good. Rebound, fought for. Dykstra's on the floor. We're going to get a jump ball. And that's going to go to the possession of the Falcons.
You see Truett Riley checking in now for Katrina Jamaica. Truett, 12-point night on Thursday, tied for the leading scorer on the Vikings on Thursday. She's been a great force off the bench, backing up Brooke Walling.
Corner three-pointer is good from Anna Eddy.
Eddy, the number one three-point option for the Falcons. A bit of an off year shooting the three ball, under 30% on the year, but she hits that one.
Dykstra driving to the left side, lost her footing a little bit, has to get it to Riley. Brooke Walling outside, working to the left, kicks out to Peterson. They feed it back down to Walling, though. She turns around, spin move, right-handed hook shot is good. Brooke Walling.
It's what she's been doing all season. Just get the ball to Walling and let her work. It pays off once again for the Vikings. Falcons will try to find a way to deal with that. It's going to be a problem for them tonight.
They're down by 3 with the ball. Biren crossing over with the screen. Peterson, little fadeaway one-handed. No good, and it's rebounded by Truett Riley. Vikings working it down here with Riley Dykstra. Kicks it far side to Peterson. Screen coming from Truett Riley. Pick and pop for Riley, looking for the cutter maybe. Right side, almost lost her feet. Steph Peterson, left side now. Turning around, Vikings. Shot clock ticking down. It's stolen right there by Anna Eddy. Anna Eddy in the transition. It's a 2-on-2. Little 1-2 pass right there. Give and go is good. Ashley Alter and Anna Eddy working the 1-2 game.
Excellent move in transition, and that's what the Falcons are going to need to do to compete with this top 10 nationally ranked team, is work off those turnovers. Vikings do have trouble with turnovers. Had 19 on Thursday against MSUB.
Pick and pop three-pointer from Brooke Walling is no good.
That's a shot she's been taking more this season at the top of the arc, trying to take that three-pointer. She shot all right with it, but off on that one.
Hunter Buren off, swings it over to Ashley Alter, back to Buren. Buren maybe trying to work it downside. The Falcons are. They're down by 1 here. Left side for Alter. Shot is blocked by Avery Dykstra. Reigning GNAC Defensive Player of the Year right there. Picks up the block. Avery Dykstra now back on offense. Kicks into the corner. Steph Peterson, 3-point jump shot. No good. Rebounded, though, by True Riley, and we're going to get a foul on the floor. Looks like it's going to go on Maya Hoff, and it does. So the Vikings keep possession here. 4:18 left in this first quarter. They're up by 1. We're going to get our first media timeout on the floor here. So after a quick break, we will be right back here on Vikings TV.
You're getting thirsty, bold, refreshing. So good. I mean, dude.
So welcome back to what has been a tight contest so far between these two teams. 8-7, the Vikings lead by 1 with 4:18 left in this first quarter. Vikings coming out of this break will have the ball.
You can see early on the Vikings getting an advantage in the rebounding numbers. 6 rebounds to 3. That's something they're going to try to use tonight. One of the top rebounding teams in the GNAC and in the nation.
Riley Dykstra is inside, guarded by 2. One of them got her on the arm, so she'll go to the free throw line. We're going to get the foul on Skylar Berry, her first. Out there for the Vikings right now, Maddie Gramboyce, Riley Dykstra, Brooke Walling, Truett Riley, and Monique Fierke.
Riley Dykstra, free throw line, 2 shots.
Seattle Pacific having Hunter Buren, Anna Eddy, Lolo Weatherspoon, as well as Skylar Berry. So Riley Dykstra missed the first free throw right there. So she goes 1 for 2, 50% for her.
Just Dykstra's 13th and 14th free throws on the season.
And it gives the Vikings a 2-point lead now with the Falcons in possession of the ball. Ashley Alter working with it. They swing it far side to Weatherspoon, guarded by Fierke. Weatherspoon on the wing, calling for one of her teammates. Has to give it back to Buren. Buren fake pass, gives it outside Eddy. Corner 3-point jump shot. Ashley Alter is good for her. And Seattle Pacific takes the lead.
SPU taking a lead. Only 2 players have scored, Anna Eddy and Ashley Alter, each with 5.
Riley Dykstra inside. Layup bounces in. Split through 2 defenders and got the layup for her. Back and forth between these two teams in this first quarter.
Vikings have scoring coming from 5 different players as opposed to the Falcons 2.
And what a pass right there to Skylar Berry, who gets the and one opportunity going to the line. And it was the dime by, I believe, Hunter Buren.
Buren in her first full season as a starter with the dime right there. Most assists on the team this season.
So Skylar Berry will head to the free throw line, shooting 1 here. Seattle Pacific up by 1, now 2 after that make from Berry. Vikings looking to answer now. Maddie Gramboyce. No points for her just yet in this game. Dribbling it around. Has to hand off to Zaragoza. Zaragoza on the right side. Kicks it to Riley. Drew Riley back to Zaragoza. Down low, guarded by Berry. Fighting through contact. Got a tough hit on her. And Zaragoza will go to the free throw line now.
Carly Zaragoza, the senior, really great bench player this year. She just makes an impact when she comes onto the court. Strong physical presence, goes to the free throw line a lot.
And on the year for Zaragoza, averaging 7.3 points per game, but in her last 8 games, 10.1 points per game, has really stepped it up here in the second half of the GNAC season.
Had a career high 19 on the road against a really good Montana State Billings team. Put up 8 points in 13 minutes on Thursday against Montana State Billings. She's really started becoming a major force off the bench for this team.
So she as well goes 1 for 2 from the line. Vikings pressing up here, down by 1 still. Seattle Pacific has a shot in the corner, doesn't take it though. Turnaround from Weatherspoon is no good off the back rim, rebounded by True Riley. 2:45 now left in this first quarter. Avery Dykstra gives it up to Graham Boyce. Try to get it inside to Zaragoza. Pass is no good. Turnover for the Vikings. Seattle Pacific will slow it down with Lolo Weatherspoon.
4th turnover for the Vikings in this first quarter.
Buren gives it to Barry. Barry working around. Dribble handoff to Alter. Setting the screen. Alter lost her dribble. Has to give it to Anna Eddy. Anna Eddy dribbling back and forth here on the wing. Seattle Pacific with 7 on the shot clock. Got to get 1 up here. Barry, 5 on the shot clock now, guarded by Zaragoza. Inside shot is swatted away by Zaragoza with 1 on the shot clock, out of bounds. Seattle Pacific keeps it, but they're going to get a catch and shoot here. Great defense by Zaragoza down low to get the pace on it. Falcons to inbound. They get it into Alter. Shot clock expires. We're going to get a shot clock violation, so the Vikings will get the ball. Vikings down by 1, 2 minutes now in this first quarter with Avery Dykstra. Zaragoza on the elbow, hands off to Grand Boyce. Stops, Fierke in the corner, back to Grand Boyce. Zaragoza rips through, step through, 2 defenders right there, gets the contact, and she's going to go to the line once again, Zaragoza will. That one goes on Lolo Weatherspoon, picking up the foul.
And like I was saying, Zaragoza coming off the bench, goes to the line once, makes a swat on the other end, and immediately goes back to the line.
Lolo Weatherspoon, her 2nd personal foul in this first quarter already. So Zaragoza will get another chance from the free throw line here. Substitution coming in for the Vikings. Excuse me, not yet.
Zaragoza close to shooting 80% on the year from the free throw line.
So after that first free throw, I got excited because I saw Mason Oberg was getting ready to check in. I thought she was going to come in after the first. She checks in after the 2nd free throw, and Mason Oberg is back on the floor for the Vikings.
Great to see her back on the floor after a leave of absence. Vikings really needed at the guard position as well. In her first year in blue and white, she's been a really great player.
The 3rd highest scorer on this team, has missed 6 straight games, making the comeback here at home. Inside is Hoff for Seattle Pacific. She got fouled. So we're going to get some free throws from the Falcons now, working back and forth.
And that's part of the defensive mindset for the Vikings. No easy baskets in and around the paint. Either it's going to get blocked or you're going to have to go to the line.
Maya Hoff, a sophomore out of Beaverton, Oregon, sister of Natalie Hoff. Ties the game up here.
Natalie and Maya Hoff's father, Mustafa Hoff, previous pro basketball player, played pro in Germany, France, and South Korea, now with 2 daughters on the starting lineup here for the Falcons. And on the other end, 2 sisters, Riley Dykstra sisters, daughters of Grant Dykstra, a WW legend.
Ball on the ground is ripped away from True Riley. We're going to get a jump ball. Vikings possession. 17 on the shot clock for this Western Washington team. Down by 1 here in the first. Minute 19 still ticking down in this first. Going to get a stoppage real quick here from the officials, it seems like. See, they're just correcting something here, so now we're going to be back underway. Shot clock was reset for the Vikings after the jump ball. That's the situation they were handling. So down low, Graham Boyce kicks outside. Oberg, 3-point jump shot. Can she do it? No, she doesn't. It would have been a miracle story if it had gone in. But either way, we're going to get a foul on the floor. Some bodies hit the floor. Maya Hoff was down there. She picks up the foul.
And that's not a shot that you expect Oberg to miss either. She's shooting 43% from 3-point range this season. Got a little bit of space there. Couldn't connect, though.
It's great to see that Oberg has not lost her confidence. comes out instantly shooting from range. She's attempted the most threes on this team, making the most as well. They're glad to have her presence back. Drew Riley at the free throw line makes her first.
Now the Vikings have missed their first three-point shots, their first three three-point shots. They also had three-point trouble on Thursday against Montana State Billings. Second highest three-point percentage in Division II. In a little bit of a rut right now. In the third quarter of the game on Thursday, they shot one three-pointer. In the fourth quarter on Thursday, they shot one two-pointer. So they were a little bit cold, and then they picked it up when it mattered, but a little bit cold to start today off as well.
Yeah, they went 0 for 5 in that game in the first half against Montana State Billings. But once they started falling for the Vikings were able to battle back, force overtime. Seattle Pacific with 5 on the shot clock. Inside is Alter. Gives it to Barry. Passes tip. Taken by Zaragoza. Tipped out of bounds again. Possession should go to the Vikings. It does. So that one got tipped out of bounds. So we're all tied up here as this first quarter. It's only got 38 seconds left here between number 1 and number 4 in the GNAC.
How about Carly Zaragoza? 3 minutes, 3 points, a block and a steal.
Doing it all for the Vikings, as well as getting to the line, forcing fouls on the opposing team. Mason Oberg dribbles around the screen from Riley. Steph Peterson on the wing now with 10 on the shot clock. True Riley top of the key, back to Peterson. Sets a screen for her. Peterson steps back, 5 seconds now. Gets inside, and it's out of bounds. That pass just went over the head of True Riley. Steph Peterson will get the turnover right there. So 12 seconds left, and the Falcons will have a chance to possibly go into the second quarter with a lead if they can capitalize here. Beeren with 7, guarded by Peterson. Isolation ball, pick and roll with Barry. Beeren pulls back, right-handed up at the buzzer, and it falls in for Hunter Beeren. So Seattle Pacific is going to go into the second quarter up 17-15. And after a quick break, we will be right back for second quarter action here on Vikings TV.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
So welcome back here, second quarter. Up next for the Vikings, they trail by 2. Had a strong start to the first quarter, but Seattle Pacific did a good job battling back. Vikings shooting 55% on the game, out shooting the Falcons, but it's been mainly the turnovers and Seattle Pacific capitalizing on those points in transition, and it's gotten them this 2-point lead as we get ready to get things off here in the second quarter.
We've got a close, tough battle right now. Neither team's giving any space. Shooting similarly, but the Falcons with those 2 3-pointers on 3 attempts. Falcons missing on all 3 of their 3-point shots, opening up that small difference. And of course, seeing yet another buzzer beater. We saw, I believe, a total of 3 on Thursday in that Montana State Billings game. And to end the first quarter, Hunter Beard getting it to go.
Back underway here. Falcons will have possession to start this second quarter. Skylar Berry working on Zaragoza, looking for a pass. Seattle Pacific moving the ball well here on this possession. And Eddy will try a 3-point shot from the wing. She falls to the ground, and they're going to get a foul on Avery Dykstra. So Anna Eddy going to the line for 3 free throws. Avery Dykstra picking up her first personal.
Eddy shooting around 61% from the line this season.
Anna Eddy is a phenomenal shooter for this team when she gets hot. Back during the West Region Crossover Classic to start the year for women's basketball, there was a few games that were hosted at Whatcom Community College because the Volleyball West Regional was currently going on here in WECU Court. We saw Anna Eddy against San Marcos in one of those games. Cal State San Marcos Made 8 3-pointers, shot 8 for 16 from the three-point line. 26 points in that game as well.
Eddie never lacking in confidence. She's taken 132 three-point shots this season coming into tonight.
That's nearly 40 more than anyone else on the team. And she handles the ball as well in transition with her team up by 5. Haley Marlowe crosses over. Dykstra had her head turned, unable to finish the layup though, and to the floor goes Hoff. And hopefully she is all right. Might have hit the head on the way down. So Natalie Hoff hits the deck hard. See what happened here on this replay. Just lost the footing, it seemed.
They're going to call the foul on Zaragoza, but I think you're right, Zen. There wasn't a lot of contact there, just losing traction on the floor and going down to her feet now. Good to see.
Good to see that she's still on the floor as well after taking that fall. So the Falcons keep possession of this one. What's unfortunate on that one, Zaragoza's second personal due to that call as well.
Zaragoza, a player who does tend to get in a little bit of foul trouble.
Hunter Buren making that jump shot. So the Falcons now lead by 7. Vikings got to answer the run here. Mason Oberg thought about a 3. Guarded outside, spin move for her. Ball is ripped from her hands. Got it back though. Looking for a pass, gets it outside to Dykstra. 13 on the shot clock. And they're going to get Haley Marlowe on a hand check from the drive from Avery Dykstra. So Monique Fierke comes into the game. Mason Oberg will sit down.
Vikings looking for a spark offensively, and Monique Fierke, one of those players who can definitely provide it. 3-point specialist.
Vikings inbound, Graham Boyce here. Dykstra with the ball. Shot clock reset to 20 for the Vikings. Jamaica outside, Vikings swinging along the perimeter. Fierke tried to get it inside to Brooke Walling. Pass was tipped by Barry and out of bounds. Buren tried to save it, but it'll stay Vikings ball. 9 on the shot clock for them as well. Looking for the play getting called here from Carmen Dolfo. Trying to get her team a crucial bucket here. Seattle Pacific, the Vikings don't score, has a chance to go down and make it a double-digit lead. Brooke Walling swings it. Fierke for 3. No good, she's short on it. Katrina Jamaica, what I thought got the rebound. I didn't hear the whistle. It seems like we're going to get something here. And it's Natalie Hoff. There's going to be a foul called on her down low, fighting for the rebound.
Give the Vikings another crack at an offensive possession, and Vikings have been scoreless for the last 2.5 minutes. Need to make something happen on the offensive end.
They swing it around here. Avery Dykstra coming out, gets a screen from Walling. Walling rolls down low. She's got a mismatch. They feed her. Kicks it outside to Jamaica, who rips left side. Spin move around. Mid-range jump shot, Katrina Jamaica. And it's just automatic from there with Katrina Jamaica.
When in doubt, give it to Katrina. Get that mid-range shot.
So the Vikings try to chip away at the lead that the Falcons hold. Falcons with a chance to answer with Barry now. Hoff gives it to Buren. Buren dribbles inside. Shot is blocked by Avery Dykstra and tipped outside. Taken in by Natalie Hoff, so the Falcons keep it alive with possession here. 7 on the shot clock for them. Buren tries to get it inside to Barry, and we're going to get a foul on Katrina Jamaica.
Vikings, number 2 shot blocking team in Division II. Number 1 in the GNAC, averaging 5.8 blocks per game. They've already got 3.
And Katrina Jamaica will go sit down as Drew Riley comes in. Jamaica, her second personal after that foul on her. Into the game comes Ashley Alter as Buren will sit down. Hunter Buren. Seattle Pacific with the ball. Inbound went to Barry. Natalie Hoff on Riley now left side. Shot is swatted away by Truett Riley.
Make it 4.
Right on cue. The Vikings. They said, no, you cannot get inside on us tonight. Sending numerous shots back in the paint so far. Falcons still with the ball, though, as Hoff gives it to Eddie. Eddie guarded by Graham Boyce in the corner. Lost her dribble. 6 on the shot clock. Hoff outside. Natalie Hoff has to give it to Marlowe. Marlowe gets a screen from Barry. Steps back. Her 3-point jump shot way short. It's going to be another shot clock violation on Seattle Pacific, turning over to the Vikings. Vikings down by 5, 7.5 left in the first half. Monique Fierke on the wing gives it to Brooke Walling. Vikings switch sides now with Graham Boyce. They'll try again here with Fierke. Vikings got to get something. Sure, Riley, they're just working it around the perimeter. Got to penetrate the defense. Shot clock ticking down, 5 on it. Brooke Walling will give it to Fierke. Fierke drives inside. Finally, left-handed layup is good.
And that is not something that you see all that often from Monique Fierke. She's taken 34 total shots this season. 29 of them have been three-point shots, but that time driving in and a chance at a three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Ashley Alter picking up the foul, sending Monique Fierke to the line, who misses the free throw. So Seattle Pacific still up by 3. Fierke will guard Buren, who is back into the game for the Falcons. Falcons looking for some cutters. Skylar Berry. Alter finds Buren. Buren pump fake. Working around a screen right side on Fierke. Fierke falls down, and we're going to get an offensive foul going to the Vikings. Hunter Buren picks up the offensive foul.
Monique Fierke coming in and making a difference, getting more minutes than she's used to. She's averaging 8.1 minutes per game this season. That's the lowest on this Vikings team that spreads out playing minutes so much, but she's had a great impact on this game.
Avery Dykstra gives to Riley. Grand Boyce outside, and we're going to get a foul down low. Seen that a couple times tonight. I think they're going to get Skylar Berry here. She tries to plead her case to the official. Skylar Berry picks up her second. And the Vikings are in the bonus here, so Brooke Walling will head to the free throw line.
SPU scoreless for almost 3 minutes. Vikings got to take advantage of this defensive stand they've been making.
Brooke Walling buries the first free throw for her team. Her first shots from the line in the game, and she makes both of them. So Brooke Walling now up to 4 points in the first half. We get some subs here. Lolo Weatherspoon comes in for the Falcons as Skylar Berry will sit down. Falcons running a small ball lineup in comparison to the Vikings. Two bigs with Riley and Walling. Riley tipped the pass, unable to save it though, but good defensive effort from her. But the Falcons will keep possession of the ball. So Seattle Pacific with Buren. Gives to Hoff. They're working that high big man, trying to find maybe cutters, and then if not, handoff and set that screen inside. Weatherspoon's layup is good.
Weatherspoon, first bucket of the night, breaks the Falcons' scoreless streak.
Vikings trail by 3. They've got an ISO here with Riley and Dykstra on the right side of the court. Now it's all Riley inside, and an offensive foul is called as Weatherspoon hit the deck. Sure, Riley will pick up the foul. See the extended elbow on that drive, trying to back her down. So the next foul that'll go on the Vikings will be bonus for the Falcons here at just over 5 minutes left in this first half. Anna Eddy in the corner finds the cutting Buren. Buren kicks corner. Weatherspoon thought about a 3, drives inside. Shot is no good, but there's going to be a foul. Trua Riley picks up another one. Her second.
And it's Weatherspoon once again causing trouble for the Vikings. Quick bucket, forcing the turnover on the charge and going back to the line. See Zaragoza checks back in.
Lolo Weatherspoon coming off the bench for this Falcons team. So far on the year.
Struggling at the line, around 41%.
Only averages around 3.5 points per game as well. She's got 3 already in this first half. Misses that second one. So the Vikings down by 4, 2-possession game. Avery Dykstra, Brooke Walling high post. Gives it inside, passes tip. Good hands right there from Natalie Hoff. Vikings turn it over. Seattle Pacific with Anna Eddy. Dribbling it down, guarded by Graham Boyce. On the wing, gives to Buren. Buren pump fake, jab step, guarded by Zaragoza. Handoff. Buren rips right side, still guarded by Zaragoza. Zaragoza doing a good job to keep in front of her. Shot is no good right there. Turnaround from Ashley Alter.
That was a great defensive effort that time, but Zaragoza guarding several players on the floor, causing the shot that they did get off to be a tough, contested one.
And Zaragoza, the 6-foot forward, keeping up with the 5'7" guard, and a
great
good pass. Brooke Walling gets the layup off the dime from Carly Zaragoza. The two big men working down low, finding a good pass. Walling tried to jump the passing lane, no good though. Natalie Hoff inside picks up the foul. And that's going to be Carly Zaragoza's third. Not what you want to see if you are the Vikings. Zaragoza's been playing so well for this team as of late. So we're going to get a media timeout on the floor. Vikings down by 2. We'll be right back.
Introducing the new and improved taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar. Now more delicious. Zero never tasted so good. Try it now.
So welcome back here to Bellingham, Washington on Vikings TV for this GNAC action game. It's been close so far. Through about a quarter and a half, Seattle Pacific holds a 2-point lead against the Vikings. Vikings 8th ranked nationally. Of course, last year the national runner-ups. Seattle Pacific 4th in the conference. But they hold the 2-point lead as well as some free throws coming up for them after the Carly Zaragoza foul. Truett Riley came on to replace her. Zaragoza with 3 will sit down for likely the rest of the first half. And Natalie Hoff to the line for 2 free throws.
Vikings, once again, have not hit a three-pointer in the first half. 4 minutes, 27 seconds remaining. Surprising stuff in back-to-back games for one of the top three-point shooting teams in the nation in Division II. Shooting well from the field overall at 57%, but the Falcons are just getting more shots off than the Vikings are.
As well as that, Seattle Pacific from the line, 9 for 10. Vikings, though, only 7 for 11 from the free throw line, so you got to capitalize on the free ones, right? Brooke Walling in the corner. Vikings down by 4. Riley drives inside. Layup is good from her.
You can see the defense parting there. Truett Riley had one location to go to, right to the hoop.
Seattle Pacific with Buren up top. They get the ball on the handoff right there. Amelia Bishop is out there for the first time for the Falcons. Buren gets a screen and drives inside, spinning around, looking for a teammate. And she got her with the elbow. Monique Fierke falls down. That's going to be an offensive foul going on Hunter Buren.
Second charge that Fierke's drawn in this first half. Great defense there from Monique Fierke. And, yep, going down when that contact was made. That's an offensive foul going the other way.
And how about Monique Fierke being a menace there on defense, getting all up in the curl of Hunter Buren. Forcing the frustration foul from Hunter Buren, picking up her second personal. Steph Peterson is back into the game for the Vikings. She gives to Riley. Vikings down by 2. Chance to tie it up or take the lead. Truett Riley's shot might have been blocked by Natalie Hoff. It's no good. Riley on the floor. So Seattle Pacific dribbles it up here with Marlowe. Haley Marlowe calling for a screen. She'll hand it off to Eddie. Cutting through is Hoff. Hoff switches to the right side. Guarded by Riley inside left-handed. It's good.
Natalie Hoff, the defending all GNAC honorable mention and last year's team MVP. Second on the team in assists and rebounds. Nice little move there. Extend the lead to 4.
4 for her
Great
tonight.
layup.
The layup is good from Steph Peterson.
Great drive there from Steph Peterson. Second bucket of the game for her.
Seattle Pacific holding on to a 2-point lead, though, still. These teams answering back and forth with each other. Bishop Gives it over to Eddie. Eddie spinning on Peterson, trying to rip through. Shot is tipped loose right there, and they're going to get a jump ball. Steph Peterson got her hand on it, and the jump ball forces possession to the Vikings.
Vikings have really been turning on the defense in this second quarter. Falcons having a lot of trouble getting shots off and having them fall.
And how about Steph Peterson? Gets a layup on one side, plays some great defense, forces the jump, and the Vikings get the ball right back. Avery Dykstra inside. Thought about a layup, steps through. She's guarded by Hoff. And they're going to get a travel, dragging the pivot foot on Avery Dykstra. Unlucky break for the Vikings. Needed to take advantage of that one, try and tie this game up, or maybe even take a lead. 2:20 ticking down here in the first half. Marlowe to Hoff. Eddie on the wing. Natalie Hoff passes. Ashley Alter driving left side. Turns around, steps through on Dykstra. Shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Brooke Walling. Walling dishes it up to Peterson. Peterson behind the back, gives it back to Walling. Vikings swinging it over. Dykstra gets a screen and drives inside. Hop step, jumps, and gets the nice soft roll for Avery Dykstra to tie this game up.
As color commentator Butch Camino always says, softest rims in the GNAC. Paying off right there.
You saw that right there. That pass almost went out of bounds. Good job by Anna Eddy to save it, but Steph Peterson gets the steal, and the Vikings are back on offense. Avery Dykstra on the wing. Peterson now jab step, goes left. Lost control of the ball. Looks like it went off the foot of Hoff, and it'll stay to the Vikings. Vikings have not led in this game so far since minute 33 left in the first quarter. Have a chance to take it here with a minute 23 left in the second quarter.
Vikings have made 6 of their last 7 shots from the field.
They're shooting over 60% for the game. Avery Dykstra gets a screen. 7 on the shot clock. Brooke Walling goes far side. Steph Peterson dribbling through. Chucks up left-handed. No good. Ball is tipped and almost out of bounds. Ashley Alter saved it. She hit the floor. And we're now under a minute left in this first half. Falcons with the ball. Ashley Alter. Natalie Hoff, top of the key. We've seen her there all night. Marlowe to the right side. Shot is swatted hard by Steph Peterson. What a block.
What a block from Steph Peterson. The Vikings are racking up the blocks tonight.
And what an aggressive block right there from Steph Peterson. They get it inside to Truett Riley, the Vikings do. Shot is tipped, pass is tipped, excuse me. And Seattle Pacific now has the ball with Ashley Alter driving.
Vikings averaging 5.8 blocks on the season. They've got 6 in just this first half, not giving SPU any breathing room.
Falcons holding for a last shot here. Are we going to see another buzzer beater? Anna Eddy over to Ashley Alter, 6 on the clock. Alter with 3. Hoff down low, spins 2, 1, and they're going to get an offensive foul on Natalie Hoff, throwing the elbow on Truett Riley.
Hoff's 3rd foul.
So with a second and a 10th left, we're all tied up. Halftime on the way. They give it to Steph Peterson. She's got a one-handed baseball, throw it down the court. No good, so this game is tied up. We're having a competitive GNAC match here so far, and after the first half, Vikings 29, Falcons 29. Second half will be up next here on Vikings TV after a 15-minute break. We'll be here to close this one out.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
You're getting thirsty. Bold. Refreshing. So good. I mean,
When I learned about the Sustainability, Equity, and Justice Fund, it was this large sum of money for students to make Western a more sustainable campus. I was in the rec center just kind of thinking about this. People are working out super tough, and all this kinetic energy is wasted. I found out that there were products there on the market that would generate energy for Wade King Rec Center, and just wrote the application for the grant.
It's not about generating electricity in order to feed electrons back into the grid. It's really about educating students. Making that bridge between theory and practice is really key to what we do at Western.
Western Washington University is heading on to the Elite Eight.
As soon as I got here, I knew that I was going to love it.
Why you had to hide away for so long? Where did we go wrong? Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong? Hey there, Mr. Blue, it's a place to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Hey there, Mr. Blue, it's a place to be with you. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. Mr. Blue Sky, Mr. Blue Sky, Mr. Blue Sky. Mr. Blue, you did it right, but some comes Mr. Night, creeping over, now his hand is on your shoulder. Never mind, I remember you this.
They are the Vikings from Western Washington University.
GNAC Player of the Year puts it away for the Vikings. The triple, are you kidding me?
Second half on the way here. We're about 3 minutes out. Tie game 29-29 between the Seattle Pacific Falcons and the Western Washington University Vikings here in what has been a defensive battle between both teams. Exactly what you would expect. These two teams, top 3 in their conference for best defensive teams, fighting it out so far. Seattle Pacific hanging with number 8 nationally ranked Vikings. Vikings putting up 6 blocks so far in this game, but unable to hit from 3. Second half, we'll see what they have coming out of the break to try and gain the advantage on the other. Currently for men's basketball, Vikings are trailing by 3 in an 84-81 game. Kai Johnson takes a step back 3, and he missed it, so that's probably going to end the game for men's basketball. Central Washington winning that game, pending some free throws from their side with just a few seconds left on the shot clock. Excuse me, game clock, that is.
And Zen, I'm sorry, I wasn't able to tune in. I was too intently watching that men's basketball game in overtime, going down to the buzzer. An unfortunate loss for the Vikings in that one, but we've still got a great battle going on here in Carver, as you see here, 29-29. We saw in the game in Seattle when Western went to play the Falcons, they were actually trailing at halftime, only put up 21 first half points. This is a team that's averaging around 75 points a game. Falcons are playing really well defensively, causing turnovers, and really doing well in that rebound battle as well. This is one of the best rebounding teams in Division II, and the Falcons have come into Carver Gym, not an amazing rebounding team, a solid rebounding team, but out-rebounding a team with a lot of height advantage, a lot of length advantage on them, getting 5 steals, not committing as many turnovers, and hitting half of their three-pointers. But you see there, the Vikings shooting well, 57.9% from the field, just not getting off as many shots, getting off 19 shots from the field. The Falcons getting off 25, as well as hitting a couple of threes. So really, the Vikings just need to have more consistency on the offensive end, not turning it over, getting their shots off, and eventually those three-pointers are going to have to start falling for the number 2 national three-point shooting team.
So for all the Seattle Pacific viewers here, there was a final out from Nampa, Idaho. Northwest Nazarene lost to Central Washington 85-60. So Northwest Nazarene falls to 7-9 in the GNAC. And currently the closest to Seattle Pacific for that 4th spot. Alaska Anchorage sitting at 7-8. Of course, Seattle Pacific 8-7. So if the Falcons go on to lose this game, could potentially lose that 4th spot. But right now, Alaska Anchorage has a 66-49 point lead against the Wolves.
Big implications for both teams going into this game. Just heightens this already important game, of course, with this rivalry between these two teams. And it is to be noted as well that Simon Fraser leading Montana State Billings right now. If Billings is to drop a game, then the Vikings have their destiny back in their own hands. If they can win out, they'll take that number 1 seed in the GNAC tournament and another GNAC regular season crown.
First shot out of the half is no good. Corner 3 from Hunter Buren. And the Vikings are on offense for the first time in this second half. They've got the same squad that they started the game with. The Dykstra sisters, Walling, Jamaica, and Steph Peterson. A reverse layup right there is good by Riley Dykstra.
Dykstra put up 19 against the Falcons in Seattle. That's her highest GNAC scoring mark this season. She's got, early on here, 5 points on 2 of 2 shooting.
Maya Hoff kicks out to her sister. Natalie Hoff will take a 3-pointer. It's no good. On the rebound, we're going to get a foul on the floor. Goes on Steph Peterson.
See the reverse there from Riley Dykstra, just getting the space and using it well.
And sometimes on reverse layups, you know, you see the offensive player turn their head back to the basket. Riley Dykstra kind of just chucked that one over her head and it went in.
Looker.
She has the ball as well for the Vikings. Seattle Pacific scoreless in the second half so far. Jamaica steps through. Shot is blocked by Maya Hoff. Rebounded by her sister Natalie. And Buren is pushing the tempo.
First block of the night for the Falcons.
Buren, little turnaround is no good. Rebounded by Steph Peterson, who will handle it, dribbling it down the court for the Vikings. Dykstra on the wing, guarded by Anna Eddy close, and they're going to get a foul on Anna Eddy for the block. Anna Eddy, the leading scorer for the Falcons in this game with 8 points. She also provided 3 steals already for her team. Vikings up 2. Steph Peterson inbound. Riley Dykstra gives it to Avery. Steph Peterson will get a screen from Brooke Walling. Take it back here out at the wing, trying to find a cutter. She does. Riley Dykstra turns around inside. 3 defenders there. Shot is blocked. Never mind, it's a foul. And they're going to get the foul on Ashley Alter. So Maya Hoff got a clean block, but Ashley Alter got Riley Dykstra with the body inside. So Riley will head to the free throw line for 2.
In correction to what I previously said, the Falcons do have 2 blocks on the night, 1 from each of the Hoff sisters.
Riley Dykstra drains the first and the second. 2 for 2 from the line to give the Vikings a 4-point lead. Dykstra now up to 7 points. 3 of them coming from the line. Vikings pressing here. Maya Hoff will have to give it over. Back to Buren. Buren on the wing. Steph Peterson has to come out on her. High post. Natalie Hoff looking for a pass. She does get it to Ashley Alter. Wrapping around. Turns around. Left-handed is good from Ashley Alter.
Alter, another defending GNAC, all GNAC honorable mention player. It's been the star this year for the Falcons.
She's coming off a 26-point game versus Simon Frazier. She scored 20 of those points in the first quarter as Avery Dykstra hits a 3-point jump shot.
It had to fall eventually for the Vikings. Their first 3-pointer of the game.
We're going to get a stoppage here from the referees. Going back to what I was saying, Ashley Alter, 26 points against Simon Frazier. She scored 20 of SPU's first 21 points. For the Vikings here, we have Katrina Jamaica leaving the floor. Not what you want to see.
Vikings already dealing with some injury problems right now. Do not like to see Katrina Jamaica go down with an injury.
Katrina Jamaica, their second leading scorer, 10.2 points per game. Having a career year here in her senior season. Vikings back on offense, up by 5. Dykstra on the corner, gives it. Truett Riley will try a mid-range jump shot. She makes it.
Vikings coming out firing in the second half. This is their largest lead at 7 points.
And though that wasn't a 3 from Truett Riley, I want to bring to attention the 3-point jump shot that Truett Riley hit against Montana State Billings. Her second one of the season.
What a moment that was. She got the ball in crunch time and immediately looked towards the hoop from long range. No one was expecting it, but it was nothing but the bottom of the net. One of just several amazing moments we saw on Thursday. Vikings unfortunately not able to come up with a win in an instant classic, but we've got another battle here tonight.
And even more unfortunate is, you know, I was there working that night. I was supposed to be interviewing some of the players, and Truett Riley, I was going to interview her, but after the loss, of course, I didn't. I wanted to ask her what the confidence was to take that 3-pointer. We have a media timeout on the floor. We're going to keep things here for this one, though. The Vikings are up by 7. So far for them in this second half, they've done what they've done all year. Come out of the break hot. We saw them against Montana State Billings close that gap of 10 points that they had coming out of the break. And in this one, up 7 now.
Going back into that first half, they're on a 13-2 run, and really they've just picked up the defense a lot. SPU was doing well on the offensive end to start this game off, but now the Vikings coming out in this second half to start things off. 9 points, Falcons 2 points. We would like to note for the performance right here from the cheerleaders, it is senior night for the cheerleaders.
Yeah, if you missed the opening of the game, they had their walkouts here, got their flowers, took pictures with family and such. The 4 seniors, Amira, Hannah, Ethan, and Amber, for this cheer squad, going to be moving on.
As we see here, Katrina Jamaica getting treatment on that right thigh, would look like.
It would be a huge loss for this Vikings team, who has just been bit by the injury bug as of late. Really unfortunate for them, losing some really key pieces. Mason Oberg making her comeback after 6 games out. They just lost Molly Olson, senior guard, and now Katrina Jamaica sidelined. We'll see what her status is regarding whether it's the rest of this game or the rest of the season. They're going to want her, but they have Truett Riley off the bench to provide, you know, that big man presence that Katrina Jamaica has down low. Riley Dykstra stepped through, but the basket is no good. Falcons in transition with Buren. Haley Marlowe, sophomore out of Spokane, gives to Natalie Hoff in that high post. Seen her working all night, tried to get a bounce pass inside. Steph Peterson got it with a steal. Back to Steph Peterson now, gets it onto the wing to Riley Dykstra, drives right side. Lost her dribble, Steph Peterson now, gets a screen from Riley. Maddie Grambois out on the wing. Grambois gives back to Peterson. Looking for a pick and roll maybe here. Vikings 10 on the shot clock, far corner to Dykstra. Grambois pump fakes, drives in, floater from the right hand is good. Maddie Grambois with her first 2 points of this game, giving the Vikings a 9-point lead.
Maddie Granbois, I'd like to congratulate her. GNAC All-Academic with a 4.0 GPA, one of only 2 GNAC players to do that. I've been waiting for a chance to say that, but congratulations to Maddie Granbois, putting the student in student athlete and getting a bucket on that possession.
Lolo Weatherspoon answers with the turnaround hook shot, one-handed. Steph Peterson inside, working, backing down, has to give to Walling. Walling, quick pass down to Riley Dykstra. Dykstra, 2 defenders there, try to work through him. Lost control of the ball, and it's out of bounds. Looks like it's going to stay in possession of the Vikings. Halfway through this third quarter, Vikings up 7, 40-33. Steph Peterson inbounds, Stuart Riley. Walling top of the key, nice pass inside to Maddie Grambois, who gets the layup. Maddie Grambois, 4 straight points for the Vikings.
2 quick ones for Maddie Grambois. Vikings back up to a 9-point lead, largest lead of the game once again.
Hoff will give it to Weatherspoon, Lolo Weatherspoon, working with her 5 points. Has to give it outside to Anna Eddy. Pump fakes, 3-pointer, no good. Inside to Natalie Hoff right there, and it's the little layup right there that she gets. Vikings working around the perimeter here. Maddie Grambois now dribbles. Riley Dykstra pump fake, now right side, kicks outside. Steph Peterson head fake. She stepped out of bounds, so it's going to turn over to the Falcons.
Early on in this game, it was the Vikings getting into a little bit of turnover trouble. You see the 2 buckets here from Maddie Grambois, but the Falcons now with 11 turnovers to the Vikings, 10, excuse me.
And there's a timeout on the floor for the Vikings, trying to rally the troops here. Carmen Dolflo is. So far for the Vikings, the Dykstra sisters leading the way, both 7 points for them. Avery Dykstra with 2 blocks as well. Playing some key defensive sets so far. 4:21 left in this third quarter. Seattle Pacific, Anna Eddy leading the way.
As update from Burnaby, Simon Frazier leads Montana State Billings 56-43 going into the 4th quarter of play. So that would be a huge result for the Vikings. If the Yellow Jackets drop that game, that huge win they got on Thursday may be for nothing, as the Vikings would have a chance to then win out and take that #1 seed. SFU, another team battling with this SPU team for a spot in the GNAC tournament. So 2 big games going on when it comes to the #1 seed as well as making the tournament at all. And right now the results are in favor of the Vikings. We'll see if they hold.
3 out of 6 spots in the GNAC championships have been clinched. Western Washington, Montana State Billings, and Central Washington going 1, 2, 3, clinching their ticket to the championships, not necessarily their placements. But those bottom 3, Seattle Pacific, Alaska Anchorage, Northwest Nazarene currently in, but Simon Frazier 7-9 tied with Northwest Nazarene at that record, a chance to maybe try and fight their way. Those bottom 4 teams all separated by 1 game. Marlowe missed the mid-range jump shot. Ball is kicked out or ricocheted out. Either way, Falcons keep possession of it. Natalie Hoff looking for a teammate. She finds Buren. Buren steps back out to the 3-point line, drives right side, getting past Zaragoza, up and under. Hunter Buren with the layup.
Nice move there by Buren, picking up her 6th point of the game. 3rd bucket. Zaragoza coming off the bench after some foul trouble in the first. Can't get that one to go.
Zaragoza back on the floor after checking out with her 3rd personal. Finds her way into the 3rd quarter here with 3.5 left. Witherspoon inside, right-handed hook shot is no good. Rebounded by Zaragoza, fighting for it. And I think they're going to get a foul on Carly Zaragoza. No, they are not. It is going to be Haley Marlowe with the foul. And for a second, Western Washington bench was almost losing their mind out there. If that would have gone on Zaragoza, it would have been a horrible break for them. But an odd thing here, it looks like they're actually going to get Steph Peterson.
Off the ball.
Gotcha. So Steph Peterson with an off-ball foul. You see, I saw the referee signal 12, and I thought it was Marlowe. 12 is out there for the Falcons. Either way, they keep possession of it. They get an offensive rebound as well. And this possession has lasted over almost a minute for this Falcons team.
Katrina Jamaica waiting in the wings, ready to come back on. Looks to be running with a slight limp, but ready to come back onto the court. Good news to see Katrina Jamaica out there.
Good defensive rebound as well by Maddie Grambois. Monique Fierke into the game. Feeds to Walling inside, who kicks outside. Grambois thought about a three. Left side. Walling, she'll try a three-pointer. Front rim, and it's no good. Handled by Buren. Buren pushing the tempo for this Falcons team now in transition. Looking for a pass inside. No. Natalie Hoff inside. And that shot blocked by Brooke Walling. Natalie Hoff falls to the floor. It'll stay to the Falcons.
Brooke Walling finally getting in on the block party that the Vikings are having tonight. That's their 7th of the game, just the first for Walling. 2 from Avery Dykstra, 2 from Steph Peterson, and 1 from True Riley and Carly Zaragoza. Zaragoza goes back to the bench. Katrina Jamaica back out there on the floor. Great to see that.
Natalie Hoff gives to Buren, who sets the screen. Now Buren, one-handed, right-handed is no good. Rebounded by Monique Fierke, who falls to the floor out of bounds, and it's going to go to the Falcons as well. Not sure what happened there with Fierke. Kind of got
just fighting for it there and causing a little bit of disruption was Buren.
Hunter Buren with a good defensive effort right there. Clean on Fierke, forcing the turnover. Seattle Pacific keeping some offensive possessions alive here. Ashley Alter with a three-point jump shot's no good. Rebound right there, and Fierke's on the floor again as well as Buren. I think we're going to get a foul here. Monique Fierke picks it up. Over these last 2 minutes, Seattle Pacific has had the ball for about a minute and 50 of them. Western Washington,
it's just
seems like they haven't had an offensive possession in forever.
Been foul after foul. Vikings haven't scored in 3 minutes, but SBU hasn't scored in about a minute and a half. It's just been a defensive back and forth struggle. Vikings, as you said, trying to get their hands on the ball for a little bit.
Good pass inside is mishandled by Alter, who tried to save it, and it's out of bounds, so the Vikings will get the ball. Thankfully. So they'll get the offensive possession here. Steph Peterson will play point guard here on this. Dribbling it down, gives it to Avery Dykstra on the wing. Dykstra driving left side. Looks like they're going to get Haley Marlowe with a blocking foul on that drive. Vikings only up by 5 now. Minute 52 ticking down here in this third quarter. Steph Peterson inbounds to Truett Riley, who hands it right back off to Peterson. Peterson will go to the top of the key. Finds Jamaica. Katrina Jamaica gives back to Peterson. 13 on the shot clock. Jamaica drives left, turn around, spinning around. Guarded good by Weatherspoon. Dykstra will try it now inside left-handed is no good. She gets the offensive rebound, but she falls down and out of bounds. And they're going to give the ball to Seattle Pacific.
A smile on the face of Avery Dykstra there. It looks like her and Truett Riley were fighting amongst each other for the ball there, causing Avery Dykstra to fall out of bounds. Two players that play with a lot of intensity, maybe a little bit too much in that one instance.
Weatherspoon gives it back to Alter. Ashley Alter, 7 points in this game. Buren on the wing gives downside. Hoff back to Buren now. Buren is guarded by Truett Riley. 7 on the shot clock now. Witherspoon gets the mismatch inside to Hoff. Hoff unable to catch the pass, though, and it goes out of bounds. Vikings will take possession now. Minute 4 left in this third quarter as Mason Oberg checks in for the Vikings. Steph Peterson will sit down. Skylar Berry comes in for the Falcons, and Natalie Hoff will sit down.
We have not seen a point go on the board for almost 3 minutes. Vikings have not scored in 4.
Oberg gives to Jamaica, looking for a bucket here on this possession. Oberg in the corner, crossing over, gives it to Dykstra. Avery Dykstra gets a screen from her sister. Pick and pop for Riley Dykstra, and it's
There
from
it
the
is.
elbow. It's good.
Had to end at some point. Ends the 4-minute scoreless streak.
The cold streak is gone from Riley Dykstra. Is now up to 9 in this game. Skylar Berry finds a cutting Alter. A great pass, but no finish right there from Alter. Just a little bit too far for her on the reverse. Mason Oberg tries a three-point shot. It's good. Welcome back, Mason Oberg.
Great to see Mason Oberg hit that three-pointer, one of the best three-point shooters in the GNAC. After a leave of absence, come back and hit a big shot. The second three of the night for the Vikings opens up the lead to 10 points.
And you had Carmen Dolfo on the bench screaming for maybe hold it for the last play, and Mason Oberg just pulled it up, and what an answer right there from Haley Marlowe. And that's why you maybe want to hold it for the last second. Either way, we're going to the fourth quarter. The Vikings are up 7 here on Vikings TV. We'll be right back after a quick break for the fourth quarter action here. Let Mason Oberg take you into this break.
You're getting thirsty. Bold. Refreshing. So good. I mean, dude.
So welcome back here to WECU Court. Victor E. Viking posing with the kids here tonight. Vikings fourth quarter getting ready to start here. They've got a 7-point lead after outscoring the Falcons 18-11 in that third.
The mascot Victory Viking, very significant to you, isn't he, Zen?
Yes. Last season during women's and men's basketball, I was the mascot. And then, of course, got my connections with Jeff Evans. Now I find myself sitting here.
Great to see Zen Hill contributing in a number of ways with game day experience. He adds so much to it.
We were talking earlier in the break about coming to one of these games as a fan. I've always worked for athletics, whether it's being the mascot or commentating these games, but got to try and make my way to one of these games as a fan. It'll probably be in the GNAC championships. So Riley inside, she gets the basket. Give the Vikings a 9-point lead now. Open up this fourth quarter. Falcons trying to answer here. Skylar Berry on the elbows. And Eddie will try a three-point shot. Too long on it. Truett Riley getting the rebound, fighting for it down there. Buren tying up with Riley for the jump ball. Excuse me, no, it's going to be a foul, actually, on Hunter Buren. And it'll turn it over to the Vikings. Steph Peterson dribbling it down for Western Washington. Riley Dykstra on the elbow. Riley Dykstra working by herself on that side. Pass is too short. Onto the ground is Buren. Trina Jamaica got it back for the Vikings. No. Steph Peterson in the corner. Crossing over, Barry inside, kicks to the corner. Riley Dykstra tries a three-point shot. It's good. Riley Dykstra from downtown.
First three-pointer attempted by Dykstra, and it falls. She's got 12 points, and the Vikings have a 12-point lead.
And it forces a timeout from Seattle Pacific. Vikings up 12. We'll be right back here on Vikings TV.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and the effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
thirsty, bold, refreshing. So good. I mean, dude.
As we see here in Carver Gym, the Vikings cheerleaders putting on a show for a good crowd in attendance on Saturday night. The Viking cheer squad will be competing at the USA Collegiate Championships this year in the game day division and showing off what they can do right there. One of the best in the GNAC, one of the best in the nation. They've putting this crowd into a frenzy all year. Great part of this game day experience here at Carver Gym.
They do a great job bringing the energy here to our fans that show up here every night. So the Falcons on offense here, 8.5 in this game left. They trail by 12. Vikings have caught fire in this second half. Seattle Pacific working it around, 10 on the shot clock. Buren drives inside, shot is blocked. Steph Peterson, she gets another one. Steph Peterson does.
Steph Peterson's third block.
Shot is no good off the front rim right there. Katrina Jamaica gets the board, and Steph Peterson is on offense for the Vikings. Dykstra in the corner, Jamaica top of the key. Riley Dykstra working it around. Vikings weaving it through. Riley Dykstra, step through layup is good.
Continuing to cook here. That's 14 points for her. She leads all players. Second place, is Anna Eddy with 8.
And Buren gets a open lane, steps through on Dykstra, and they're going to get a foul to send Hunter Buren to the line. It's going to go on Riley Dykstra. What a move by Riley Dykstra right there to rip through, throw the ball over the defender's head, and finish the layup on the right side.
She'll check out here. Drew Riley and Maddie Grandboyce back on the court for the Vikings.
Maya Hoff comes in for the Falcons as well. As Anna Eddy sits down. First free throw is good right there, Hunter Buren.
Buren, a 55% free throw shooter this season.
And Seattle Pacific on the year. They get the ball back right here on this possession, so their offensive possession will continue. Seattle Pacific, one of the lowest free throw shooting teams, actually the lowest free throw shooting team in the GNAC. They shoot a team percentage of 67, but tonight 83%, out shooting the Vikings from the charity stripe. Layup right there was no good from Buren. Rebound fought for. And I believe we're going to get
tough rebound there. I believe that will be Vikings ball.
Shot clock violation, it seems.
Brooke Walling wasn't able to secure the rebound, so it will go down as a shot clock violation, but she caused it by getting up there and disrupting the ball, not allowing SBU to get to it.
Ashley Alter comes in as Buren sits down. Avery Dykstra on the wing for the Vikings. Kicks outside Brooke Walling. She'll try another three-pointer from her side, and she makes that one. Brooke Walling.
Third time's the charm for Brooke Walling on that three-point shot.
Walling now with 9 points, 5 rebounds. And the Vikings lead by 16. Maya Hoff dribbling around. And they're going to get a travel on her, turning over to the Vikings. And momentum has just flooded towards the Vikings side now.
10-1 run for the Vikings in the last 3 minutes.
Seattle Pacific unable to answer. The Vikings outscored their opponents in the third and fourth quarter so far this year. That's been their dominant side of the half. We get a foul on the floor here. Maya Hoff down low off ball. Vikings so far, total on this season, have outscored their opponents by 146 points in the third, 179 plus points in the fourth.
They're definitely turning on in this second half. 11 points for the Falcons in the third, and they just have 1 so far in this fourth quarter. They've only taken 3 shots.
You're going to get an offensive foul here on True Riley. Switching things over to the Falcons now. 6.5 left in this fourth, and Seattle Pacific needs an answer to the Vikings' offensive run and defensive stand that they have been making. Ashley Alter, good little jab step, gets inside, right-handed layup is good. Good move from Ashley Alter to get to the cup. Finishing that one, Steph Peterson into the corner to Fierke now for the Vikings. Vikings up 14. Maddie Grambois, they swing it around. Peterson back in the corner. Brooke Walling will step out now, hand off to Peterson. 15 on the shot clock for the Vikings. Brooke Walling guarded by Natalie Hoff. ISO ball, Brooke Walling inside, guarded by the Hoff sisters. Corner three-pointer, Monique Fierke is no good, but she got fouled on the jump shot. Monique Fierke is going to head to the line for 3 free throws as the foul goes on Haley Marlowe.
Fierke, a player that you have to close out on those corner threes because she'll knock him down about 50% of the time. One of the best three-point shooters in the GNAC. Hits the first free throw. First trip to the line was on a three-point play opportunity. Got a driving layup to go and the foul. She missed the three-point play conversion, but she's hit her first 2 free throws here.
Monique Fierke now up to her second most minutes played this year in a game as she knocks down those free throws. All 3 of them from Monique Fierke, gives her 5 points. And it gives the Vikings a 17-point lead almost halfway through this fourth quarter. Seattle Pacific with Ashley Alter right-handed, and it's good. Ashley Alter answers.
Alter the leading scorer right now for the Falcons, but one of the best scorers in the GNAC. Vikings have done a very good job of containing her tonight. She is 5 of 16 shooting. It's been an off night for Ashley Alter.
Maddie Grambois outside for the Vikings. Fierke in the corner. Pick and pop for Brooke Walling, gives it to Peterson. Under 10 on the shot clock now, 6. Inside to Truett Riley. We're gonna get a foul on the floor here, resetting the shot clock for the Vikings. Maya Hoff picks up that one. Hoff now 4 personal fouls for her. Avery Dykstra comes in for Maddie Grambois. So it'll be Vikings ball. Steph Peterson to inbound, 5:13 in this fourth quarter. They hold a 15-point lead, a chance to add on to it. Brooke Walling out on the wing. Avery Dykstra thought about a 3. Gives back to Walling. Walling over to Peterson. Peterson left side, driving, kicks corner. Avery Dykstra, corner 3-point jump shot from her is no good. Rebounded right there. Ashley Alter pushing up for Seattle Pacific, trying to take the game into her hands. Witherspoon on the corner. Natalie Hoff gives back to Alter. Alter mishandled the ball. Almost out of bounds. Did a good job saving it, though. Seattle Pacific keeps it alive. 13 ticking down the shot clock. 3-point jump shot. Haley Marlowe is no good. Brooke Walling fighting for the rebound. Natalie Hoff is there. Truett Riley's there. The Hoff sisters are there. And down onto the floor, Truett Riley and Maya Hoff go after a battle for a rebound.
Both look a little bit shaken up, putting everything on the line there. They will both get to their feet.
Get Truett Riley with a foul, too. Her 4th personal now. Just no player unable to tightly secure that rebound. But Seattle Pacific will have the ball. So Steph Peterson sits down for the Vikings. Riley Dykstra is checked back in, the leading scorer for the Vikings. Only Vikings player in double figures as well so far. In her 19 minutes of play, 14 points. Grambois also back onto the floor as Fierke sits down. Natalie Hoff, one-on-one with Walling. Turnaround, fade away is good. Natalie Hoff, what a bucket for her.
Hoff with 8 points now. Always a tough bucket when you're in the paint against Brooke Walling, the wall. She gets that one in, though.
Natalie Hoff against Simon Frazier. 9 of her 16 points in that game came in the fourth quarter. Coming up clutch to help secure the victory for Seattle Pacific in that game. Nice shot right there. Lolo Weatherspoon off balance, one-handed.
All of a sudden, here come the Falcons. 6-0 run, cuts the deficit to just 11.
And we're going to have a timeout on the floor, so the Vikings only up 11 now, 4:01 in this fourth. We'll be right back to maybe take you home for the rest of this game on Vikings TV.
Welcome back to Carver Gym. Falcons going on a bit of a run, coming back, cutting this lead to 11. News from elsewhere in the GNAC, very relevant to both of these teams. Simon Fraser University look to be on their way to defeating number 20 nationally ranked MSUB, who right now are tied with the Vikings at atop the GNAC, as a shot goes in there from Riley Dykstra. But that means that the Vikings, if they can pick up a win in their last game against Simon Fraser, will hold the top spot in the GNAC going into the GNAC tournament. And SFU will be tied with the Seattle Pacific team for the last playoff spot. So a massive result for the Vikings, an unfortunate result for the Falcons. And this game just becomes all the more important for both of these teams. Vikings need to pounce on an opportunity to take back sole possession of that first spot. And the Falcons, they need this game to stay in a good position to make the tournament at all. And in that game, 29 points from Jessica Wiskowski of Simon Fraser University. 7 3-pointers on 10 3-point attempts in 40 minutes played. What a shift from her. Carries the team to a win over a really tough MSUB squad. Viewers of Viking TV will know how good that MSUB squad is, as they came in and beat the Vikings on Thursday in a classic matchup. But they're not able to get the win in Burnaby, and the Vikings have their destiny back in their own hands.
Huge final in that game. Vikings will be glad to hear that once they head to the locker rooms. Natalie Hoff turnaround J is no good. Rebounded by Truett Riley. Vikings are up 13. 3.5 left in this fourth quarter. Avery Dykstra up to 9 after that last bucket for her. Riley tried to get it inside to Truett Riley, but we're going to get a foul on the floor. Foul goes on Ashley Alter. Ashley Alter picks up her third, and the Vikings will have the ball. Another notable for the Vikings, Katrina Jamaica back to the sideline, was getting worked on once again by the medical staff. Truett Riley at the free throw line makes the first. So hopefully we will hear what the status of Katrina Jamaica will be regarding future games at this point. Likely not going to see her again in this one, although I did say that last time as well and she came back, so we'll see. But either way, Vikings will close it out on Thursday next week. We'll see who's active, who's not. Seattle Pacific on offense with 3 minutes left. Witherspoon gives it over to Buren. Hoff looking to get it back to her. She does. Buren dribbled it out of bounds, but it must have been tipped off of Riley Dykstra, so it stays to the Falcons. Falcons down by 15, in need of some very quick baskets here. Eddie will try a three-point jump shot. It's no good. Secured by Truett Riley. Riley grabs her 7th board of the night. Truett Riley with 9 points, 7 rebounds. Coming off the bench, providing what she's done all season. Brooke Walling outside, gets it down. Truett Riley kicks it out. Avery Dykstra will dribble into the mid-range instead. Back rim is no good. Rebounded by Witherspoon. Seattle Pacific trying to go quick here. Anna Eddy on the wing. Gives it to Hoff. Natalie Hoff looking for her teammate. His time just ticks down here for this Falcons team. Into the corner to Buren. Jab step. Guarded by Truett Riley. Crossover move inside. No good. Tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay in possession to the Falcons. 11 on the shot clock. Zaragoza will come in for Brooke Walling. Brooke Walling exiting the game. 9 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists and a block in her 30 minutes of play.
And for Brooke Walling, that might be a little bit of an off night, which is a crazy thing to say because that is a very solid stat line.
No good right there by Seattle Pacific, so the Vikings now on offense. 2 minutes. Just trying to milk down these last 2 minutes here. Riley Dykstra dribbling inside. Zaragoza on the elbow. Jab step got Natalie off the step, and she nails the jumper right in her face. Carly Zaragoza.
That is beautiful from Carly Zaragoza. When she's been on the floor tonight, she has been running things. It's been great to watch.
So Seattle Pacific trying to answer something here. Natalie Hoff trying to get a bucket back. She got fouled by Truett Riley, and then off the ball, Buren also fell down. And if that one's on Truett Riley, it's going to be her 5th. Truett Riley will foul out of this game as Natalie Hoff will go to the free throw line. And I think we're going to have the officials maybe looking, see if it's something more serious here. Not entirely sure as they talk about it. Minute and a half left. This Vikings game just waning down, potentially going to move up to 21-3 on the year, 15-2 in the GNAC as well.
And what a finish to the season that it could be, as the Vikings next week, Thursday, will be hosting Simon Fraser on senior night. And with that result in Burnaby, that could also be a potential GNAC regular season title clinching game. All right, just getting word that the end of that play is going to be reviewed for a possible intentional foul. We encourage all of you to tune in on Thursday for that big matchup against Simon Fraser, a team fighting for a spot in the GNAC tournament, but putting up a big result against one of the best teams in Division II in Montana State Billings. Definitely a team to watch out for, and a team that will come in hungry for a victory in Carver Gym.
And if Simon Fraser is able to maybe grab that 6th spot in the GNAC championships that they're trying to fight for right now in these last couple of games, could be a preview for what we see later on in the GNAC championships as well. Of course, standings for the tournament not determined just yet. We are waning down here in the last week and a half of these games.
And for SPU, a lot of significance on this one as well. It looks like it's going to go to a loss, and they would fall to 8-8 in GNAC play, right on the bubble for the GNAC tournament. 8-9 is Simon Fraser. Other teams to look out for them are Northwest Nazarene and Alaska Anchorage. And they're going to have to pick up a win and look for results elsewhere on their final game.
So as the referees talk this one over, we can get ready to take it home here. In this game, Riley Dykstra, 14 points, led the way for the Vikings, but it was a team effort. Every player on the Vikings roster scored in this one.
So the foul will go against Truett Riley, and we're going to have an intentional foul called against Maddie Grandboys. Thank you to the officiating staff, by the way, coming over to the table, letting us know face-to-face what's happening. We often have to walk over to the middle of the scores table and check what the call is, but they're coming right to us today and telling us, so I appreciate that. But it'll be the intentional foul called against Maddie Grandboys after the play. The initial foul was on Truett Riley, so we're going to have some free throws taken here by the Falcons. Will be taken by Natalie Hoff.
And Butch Camino would have loved that the referees came over and described to us what was going to go down, because every time there seems to be something on the floor, Butch Camino's throwing off his headset and he's walking to the middle of the table trying to figure out what's going on so we can tell the fans here watching online what the situation is going to be. It caught me off guard.
You don't expect it. It would be nice to be used to that.
It was a funny moment for sure. I was trying to hold back my laughter.
Finally, us play-by-play commentators getting some respect.
So after the free throws right here, Vikings are still up 14. Hoff nailed 2 of them. Natalie Hoff now into double figures, 10 points, 6 rebounds for her. Seattle Pacific will have the ball, minute 27 here. Hunter Beeren gives to Hoff. Hoff, who's been working that high post all night. Anna Eddy will try a three-pointer. It's no good for her, though. Goes out of bounds, and it'll be Vikings ball. Seattle Pacific's got to press up here. Calling for it. Walling inbounds to Riley Dykstra. Dykstra back to Walling now. Just got to get it up into the front court here. Try and hold this ball for these last couple of seconds. Milk it down. The Vikings will be heading towards a victory. Pending a miracle it would have to take for the Falcons to win this one. They tried to get it inside right there to Zaragoza. It was tipped out of bounds by Witherspoon. Vikings keep the ball with 11 on the shot clock, now under a minute in the game as well. Mason Oberg to inbound for the Vikings. Zaragoza
with 5 minutes played in her return, hitting that three-pointer, getting on the court for the last minute as well.
Anna Eddy with the ball, outlet pass far to Buren. Hunter Buren pulls back now. She'll try a three-point shot. Her first of the night is way off and missed. Vikings will get the ball back. 38 seconds. Just trying to dribble this one out as much as they can. Riley Dykstra gets the ball. Press for the Falcons is there, but the Vikings break through it. Brooke Walling gives a pass to Zaragoza, kicks outside to Mason Oberg. Vikings just working it around here. Looking like they're going to go 1-1 this week. Losing their first game at home against Montana State Billings, but a strong comeback here in this game to dominate the second half, leading to the victory in this one.
Oh my goodness, Mason Oberg. How about that? Scooping it from way down below, throwing it way up, and it falls. Diving forward with the and one. Wow.
Welcome back, Mason Oberg. In what was supposed to be just the final seconds of this game, Mason Oberg wakes up the crowd and gets the and one opportunity.
And of course she
makes
converts.
it.
What a return for Mason Oberg. 6 points in her return. And one of the prettier plays you'll see this season at Carver Gym.
Witherspoon will try a three, and the clock is over right here. This final, Vikings 69, Seattle Pacific 52. Seattle Pacific will fall to 13-11 on the year, as well as 8-8 in the GNAC. Vikings move up to 21-3 and 15-2 in the GNAC as well after a great second half victory for them.
What a huge win for the Vikings. They'll come back here next week on Thursday, try to close out the season strong against Simon Fraser, and a chance to collect their 6th GNAC regular season title and back-to-back regular season titles on senior night. We hope you tune in there. Today, Riley Dykstra was the leader, scoring for the Vikings, 14 points on 5 of 8 shooting. Ashley Alter and Natalie Hoff, 11 for Seattle Pacific, leading the way for them in scoring. But the Vikings, a great defensive performance, hold the Falcons to 52, pick up a very strong win, bouncing back from a tough loss on Thursday. And we will be going to a post-game interview with Jeff Evans in just a minute.
Vikings score 40 points in that second half after scoring only 29 in the first. But for now, from us here at the table, Vikings will see you next week on Thursday with Simon Fraser. Jeff Evans will have this post-game interview to take you home as well. We thank you, and go Vikings.
We're here with Truett Riley, post-game. Truett, 69-52 win over Seattle Pacific. You guys bounced back in a big-time way after Thursday's game. Talk about your performance tonight. Talk about the team just getting that W. And, you know, Simon Fraser took care of business up and over the border, and you guys are still in first place.
Yeah, I think we really just prioritized, like, teamwork, and we knew that we were getting out-rebounded first half, so we made that a goal to go rebound and not give them second chances and work together, take good shots, catch ready. And so I think it was a really good team effort, team win. We needed that energy to get rolling again.
Let's talk about your jump shot. I'm thoroughly impressed with your shot. I know you love it, but you've always been a shooter in high school. You're finally getting a chance. Your game's extending a little bit. You hit a 3 the other night. Nice jump shot tonight. How long have you been, you know, you've always been a shooter, I guess, but is it nice to be able to do that in a game?
Oh, yeah, it feels great. I know I can shoot, but, you know, it's just time and place sometimes. So, yeah, I'm really excited to get that going and show that part of my game too. So, yeah.
You guys have been battling. There's been some injuries. Mason was back tonight. How nice was it to see your good friend Mason Oberg out there? Limited minutes, but good to have her back out there tonight.
Yeah, it was so awesome. She's an unbelievable teammate, and she never stops supporting us, even when she's injured, and it's really hard for her. And so just to see her out there again tonight and get some shots and make some awesome plays and just be who she is out there is incredible. Yeah.
Last question, senior night, Thursday. 5 great seniors. They've been amazing leaders in this program. How nice is it going to be to celebrate that group on Thursday night against Simon Fraser?
Oh, it's going to be awesome. I think we're going to have so much energy and just be so excited. We have been blessed with such a great senior group this year, and it's going to be sad, but I think we're ready to get this season going and get postseason going, and yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Thanks for joining us, Truett. Great game, great win against the Falcons tonight. We'll see you Thursday right here in Carver Gym.
Thank you.